I don't know, if you want to be really corny, if you're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I'm a physics major, so all I think about is waves and radio frequencies, but I think it isn't so much the music, because you can get that through streaming nowadays. It's really just about the just consciousness that's being streamed across, across radio frequencies. You have the songs that people are picking, but you also have whatever the DJ, is thinking at that moment.
Right.
It breaks some people to express kind of little personal stories and stuff that you wouldn't pick from other. You wouldn't pick that up from other music mediums.
I don't know if it's just me, but it's like there's so much music out there that I'm never gonna listen to, and it like almost stresses me out a little bit.
Just like the idea of it, the aspect, and being able to like share the type of music I like with people, even if like not that many people were listening, like just being able to, I thought it was really cool.
I didn't necessarily choose it. It kind of found me at the club fair freshman year. The radio station was on the front lawn, and they were handing out free CDs, and I'm a huge music person. I love music. That's what I did. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna sit for 2 hours and play my favorite music on air.
I think a lot of it was that we were just chilling in this exact room, looking at all these posters of different artists and listening to all this music and realizing that we could share that with other people. We always kind of knew we had that friend that did it, so we knew radio was an option. We just didn't think of it as being able to express our emotions on air, and that's what it kind of turned into.
Like, my dad always plays music on the radio and whatnot, so he had Sirius XM, and he would always be playing like deep tracks or like classic vinyl or Grateful Dead station, something along those lines, and it would just be like, oh, I remember when this came out, I was like 18 and like blah blah blah. And like now looking at where we are with radio, we're broadcasting stuff on our show that's coming out now, and like it's a weird thought, but like who knows, maybe like down the road somewhere I'll be showing my kids it. Be like, hey, I remember when I was a sophomore in college and this came out.
I love it, and it's really nostalgic for me, because like that's kind of what got me into music, was me listening to radio and CDs in the car with my dad.
Yeah, like the memories and the music from that really stick with you a lot. Whereas like when you're listening to Spotify, I don't know if it like is as meaningful.
The name of the band is Scenic Route to Alaska. I'm wearing the shirt actually. A band that was able to articulate a lot of the emotions that we're feeling, but not a band that people had heard of.
Actually getting to hear some of the stories behind the songwriting process, or like what it's like for them to be on tour, how they formed as a band, like that sort of stuff. Like hearing about all of that just like makes it much more tangible.
But they've never been to the East Coast, so it was cool to kind of connect them to this part of the country, because otherwise it kind of would have just been maybe like a stop on the road.
Right.
But giving them roots in the East Coast. I think that's also what's pretty cool about radio, is that it's centralized. Like you have to be
in a spot, in a certain spot,
within a certain radius of the station, and that kind of localizes the whole experience. Even though we are talking to bands from Canada,
right?
But like it's streaming here in the Lehigh Valley, so we're trying to bring that to the community. I'd
say Paris. Paris is just like, I don't know, there's so much energy.
For me, it isn't just about the music, it's also about the stories and emotion that go along with that, and for that reason I think it's got to be coming back.
Yeah, dude. Like between the little pickups and drops and stuff, it's just like, I don't know, it kicks ass.
It's always kind of my go-to song for like any big moment in my life now. And I think it's just a big song about transition.
And water under the bridge.
Yeah, just letting things go and moving on to the next thing. I think radio as a medium is kind of at the end of its road, but I think radio as an idea,
right.
I should hope stay a part of music in society for a while, because there's nowadays like music is so much more accessible that you can just listen to whatever song you want, just instantly stream it. And yeah, there's Spotify radio, but that's randomized. There's little algorithms that are supposed to like find songs that please you. But I think there's just something so intimate about somebody else picking the music for you, and that's not something that we're gonna have in this digital world. So I hope that there's some sort of continuation of that thought, even if radio itself is
There's someone in my house who like their dad works for a construction company, and like a lot of the time they have the radio because like they're not going to use their phones to play music all day, so like that's good.
WLVR as a whole, we are trying to get like an internet podcast kind of thing set up, so like it doesn't have the same kind of rules as the FCC, and we don't have to follow like the same regulations. It's kind of more freeform, but it is still radio, and you still would be broadcasting. It'd just be like a live stream as opposed to over the air. So I think that's already a thing that's kind of in effect.
Yeah. Well, when you're on Spotify, you're like choosing the song you want to listen to. So you like see the title of the song, you see the name of the artist, you see the name of the album. So you like, it's kind of like a don't judge a book by its cover kind of thing. Like you could see the title of a song and be like, nah, I don't want to listen to that without even knowing what it is. And when you're listening to the radio, there's nothing for you to see. So you're really just like judging it by hearing it. And I feel like that's a really, really cool aspect of radio.